Hello and welcome. Today I'm going to be showing you how to create a folder. Now I'm using Windows 11, so just in case you might be using maybe a previous version, another version different to Windows 11 that I'm using. Okay, so let's get started. Now the first thing we are going to do is to click on the yellow icon at the bottom of the screen. So we call that File Explorer. Okay, so now that I've clicked on the File Explorer, it's now taking me to where I can create my folder. So I can decide to create a folder on my desktop. I can decide to create a folder on the documents, which will be on my device. But in this case, we are going to use OneDrive. Now, I've already logged into my OneDrive. So you will need to have a Microsoft account and you need to have your username and password and already log into the account before you can create a folder in OneDrive. So OneDrive is Microsoft's cloud storage. That means any file you created in your OneDrive, you can easily access them, when you are in a different location, for example, when you are at work or when you're at school, or, any other location. So also you can log into a different device that is different to how you created, from when you created the folder. Okay, so that's one of these are the advantages of using OneDrive. So you're basically creating folder, you're storing your documents on the cloud, which you can easily access when you are on another device or a different location. So, it also keeps your work backed up and safe. Okay, so let's get started. Now we are in File Explorer. As I said, I've logged into my OneDrive. You could see where you have the cloud and also my name. Now, there are a couple of ways that you can use to create the folder. Now, I'm going to show you two ways. Now, the first one is me clicking on. So in both cases anyway, you will have to click on where you want the folder created. I'm going to create a folder on the OneDrive, so I'm going to click. Now you can see, I have other folders, documents there already. Now to create a new one, I'm going to just go up here where you have the new. Now I can see the drop down. So beside the name, I'm going to just click that, and then it gives me the option to click on the folder. Now, so if I click on this folder now, you will see that I have a blue box around the name new folder. So by default, anytime you want to create a new folder, you will have new folder there. Now you have to decide what name you want to call the folder. Okay, so I'm going to just type over, or you can just maybe just delete it and give it a new name. Now in this case, I'm going to call the folder my work. So you just type in the name of the new folder, and immediately you've typed on the new folder, you can just press enter on your keyboard. Okay, so that is you committing to naming the folder my work. Okay, so that is one way. So the way I showed you was to click on the OneDrive, signed in already, and then click on new. Okay, and then click on the folder, and then you then create a new one. Another way is to click on your OneDrive, just as I've clicked on mine now, and then I'm going to right click in any white space here, right click on it. So on my mouse, I'm right clicking. So click on the right hand side of your mouse, and then you will see options there. So I just over around where you have new there, and then I have the option to click on the folder. Okay, so new folder. So a new folder will appear with a blue box around the name. So you just need to type a clear name for your folder. Now, the new name, I'm just going to say my work 2. Okay, so press enter, and that is the folder created. So you've now created a new folder in OneDrive. Okay, so that is all that is required. Okay, so if you happen to see a tick just by the side of the folder you've created, this shows that your folders has been saved in OneDrive and is stored online. If it doesn't, it probably is still syncing. You obviously needs to be online. You have to have internet connection to be able to make your file easily accessible online. So the tick I've got there is just showing me that the folder has been created, and then I can find it online. If I use another computer, log in into my OneDrive, the folder will be there. Now, also, if you are completing the Essential Digital Skills qualification and you are asked to capture evidence of your work, so basically you have to prove that you have created a folder. Now, all you have to do now is to do a screenshot. So to do a screenshot, you need to make sure the screenshot that you have the work that you want to capture rather is you can see it on your screen, so it's right in front of you. So for example, I can see on my OneDrive all the folders that I have created. Now all I'm going to do now is just on my keyboard I can see the print screen key. So usually you will find where it says PRTS C. So that is the print screen. So I'm just going to press that now. Yeah. So this is what comes up on my screen. Another way, just in case, because sometimes, we have different keyboards. So if you, as I said earlier, if you're using the Windows 11, you also can, if you when the Windows computer, if you're using that, there's also a shortcut that you can use. So you press the Windows key, yeah, on your keyboard. So the Windows key will have the Windows icon. So we press that at the same time with shift and also S. So Windows key shift plus S is the shortcut for print screen. But if you already have the print screen on your keyboard, you just need to press on that, and then your screen will just look as the way mine is. Now when you've done that, the screen obviously will dim, and all you then need to do is to select what you want to capture. So in this case I'm going to capture the full screen. So what you need to do, so you could see you have the the camera, the video camera option, and then the third one. So I'm going to click on the drop down here, and then to decide what area am I capturing. So I'm going to click on full screen there, and that means I've captured the full screen. Now you can see on the right hand side, I say the screenshot is already copied to my clipboard. Now that means I've copied it. The next step in terms of what to do now is to be able to just paste this in a Word document. So this is already saved in under my pictures already. So but you've already immediately you click on the print screen that you've captured. You've captured the evidence on your screen. right? It's already there, it's copied. So your next step is to open up Microsoft Windows that I already have is installed on my computer. So, and you can see it's pinned at the bottom of my screen. If it's not pinned there, you can also click on the Windows icon and then you have all your applications. You can easily just click on Word then, and then this will open. Now, so when you open Word, your next step is just to click a blank document. So blank document, and then because you've copied the screenshots, so it's already on our clipboard, your next step is to click on paste. So you can see the screenshots of the folder is showing now on the Microsoft Word that I opened because I click paste. If you can see, that is the evidence that I have already created a folder. Okay, so I'm hoping this is clear and then you'll be able to understand how to create a new folder on your OneDrive and then be able to capture it. Now, the next step, as I said, if you're doing a digital skills qualification, and the plan is for you to capture evidence that you can create a folder, you will need to name and save it. So my next step after I pasted is to click on File and then go to Save As. Okay, I've already logged into my OneDrive as I mentioned earlier. So click on my OneDrive and then give that screenshot a name. So for example, I'm just going to name this screenshot that I've pasted in a Word document. I will say folder screenshot. So depending on how you want to name it or you're instructed to name, if you're doing a qualification that requires this, so you put a name there and then your next step will be to click on the save there. So the name I wanted it to be called is called folder screenshot, and then I'm going to click on save. Now, so if you can see up here, you have the name that I've called this screenshot. So I've named and I've saved it. So it's called folder screenshot. So, and that is all that is required. So I'm hoping that you understand how to create a folder. If you didn't get it the first time, please feel free to start again, watch it over and over, and then I want to believe that you understand how I've created a folder. So just a quick review again. To create a folder, you click on the File Explorer, which is at the bottom of the screen. You choose where you want the folder to be created. In this case, we're choosing the OneDrive that it's already signed into. Click OneDrive and then you click on New. You have the folder and then immediately you have the blue box around the name. So you type in whatever name you've chosen. So for example, if I've decided to call it ABC, yeah, that's the folder done. So we just need to click enter and that's it. So as I said, if you're required to capture the screenshots, you just need to click on the print screen on your computer. And then if it's gray, it will gray out like this. Usually you go to the third one. My advice is to use a full screen. So you have 1, 2, 3, click the drop down and then full screen. Yeah, and then the next step is to just paste in a Word document. So paste. So that is the folder. So you can see the new one I created says ABC. So that's proof that I can create a folder and I've been able to paste it, name, and then save it. Okay, I hope this is clear. Thanks for watching.